Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? This video has literally taken me a month and a half to 2 months to make, so I really hope you enjoy it. If you're a Harry Styles fan like me, please subscribe because we're in this together. So I decided last month, nearly 2 months ago now, that I wanted this cardigan. As a matter of fact, I decided that in like October of last year, and I bought all the equipment to make that cardigan like around Christmas time, but I just never could get the hang of crocheting. And then when I moved in here, I kind of didn't have anything to do, so I was like, I could try and learn to crochet again. I learned enough to be able to crochet the J.W. Anderson Harry Styles patchwork cardigan. If you're new here, hi. I usually make musical theatre or Harry Styles or outfit related content, so if any of those things interest you, please subscribe. And right now I'm gonna pass over to voiceover Ash and show you the process of how I made this cardigan. Hi. So I'm aware I look like an actual cretin right now. It's fine because I'm editing and I am the voiceover, so it's fine. I'm going to talk you through how I did this because I didn't film. I did document, but I didn't like talk to you about what I was doing really. So I'm just gonna like talk you through everything I did. This is not gonna in any way be a like how-to video. I will leave the link in the description to the video that I followed. So yeah, I began this journey with red hair, young little red hair me. I began by watching this video, and I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best ones I've watched because it was the easiest to follow, it's the easiest to understand. I learned how to crochet from this video. So this was the easiest one I found to follow, and I started making all my notes about how many of each patch I would need, which stitch each patch would need, how to lay it out and all that stuff. I watched that video so many times. So after I made all the notes, I just kind of went ahead and did it. So I think the stitch that I did was a double half crochet. For every patch, you were supposed to do a different stitch, and I did write that down in my notes, but by the time I'd finished all the red patches, I was like, you know what, I cannot be asked to learn a new stitch. I will just do them all the same. If you're not a brilliant crochet like me, who has literally never ever crocheted before in their life, until now, this is a pretty good stitch to like do. So yeah, with the red patches, I would literally just sit and watch movies all day and crochet all day. Yeah, all day. It took a long time. So I finished all the red patches. So I've done all the red ones, which is exciting. And then all my other wool came in today. So I'm gonna get started on green. Cool, let's go. I didn't film all of me doing all of the different colors because it was literally the same shit. I would literally sit in bed and crochet, and that was it. I crocheted at home when I went home for a little bit. I crocheted at my nan's. I just kind of got the patches done as quick as I could, but it still took me about a month, which was painful. Until I got to the red and black, because I was really intrigued to know if I was going to be able to do it, because even though it's the same stitch that I was doing with all the other ones, I was like, this is new. This is two balls of wool at the same time. I'm finally on my last set of patches. I did this. I'm really proud of this. I think this looks really funky. It's not the same as the original pattern, but it's close enough. And it didn't take as long because it's thicker, so it's less rows, I think. But I'm using these two just like in one. And I loved the red and black patches. If I could do the whole thing with like double wool, they just felt so much more sturdy, and they were really cool, really fun to do. So I really liked the red and black ones a lot. I think they're definitely my favorite patch that I made. So then I got all the patches, I'd done them all. I decided to move on to the band that goes all the way around the bottom, and to do this, the girl in the video said that hers was too short, so she had to end up crocheting extra on, and I was like, well, I don't want to have to do that, so I'm gonna measure mine out. I pulled up the structure, like the diagram that I had. Okay, so now I'm gonna measure out how long the bottom cuff needs to be. I'm gonna do it by laying out the back and the front two pieces next to each other so that I can see how long it would need to go around, so I can see how long it needs to be. And I placed all the patches that were along the bottom of the front, the back, like both sides of the front and the back, put them along the floor or along the bed, which kind of, I should have done it along the floor, and I measured how long they all were against each other and how long I would need the band to be. Okay, so the long one needs to be 57 inches. This is gonna take me a while. I'm gonna get started on it, and I'll come back to you when it's done. So I made a note of that, but it was still wrong, and I still did end up having to do more. It was still too short. I did do the bottom band like in my own time because it was taking forever and I didn't film it because I was getting really irritated with it. The cuffs and the bottom were supposed to be ribbed. I wasn't going to do the bottom rib because I was like, that's way too long for me to rib it like and get it like messed up. I just want it to look nice. But the cuffs, I was like, I'm going to try and rib them, and I thought I didn't have enough red wool. So I was like, I'll just do them black, it's fine. It's 7:30. I started today's section at 2 o'clock. It's 7:30. My fingers are cramping. But I've got the ribbing for the cuffs. They're a little bit wonky because I've never done ribbing before. So now I need to try and attach these two bits together, which I've never tried to do before.
And to do that, I use slip stitches. So basically what...
Oh, okay. I see. You're probably not going to be able to see this because it's black wool. So we're going to go through there. Where's the wool? Where's it? Come on. Go through all of it. Am I meant to go through all of it? Help me. Okay, right. Wait a second. So I'm going to go through, over. I'm so confused. There's like bits hanging off of everything and I'm not about it. So I'm going to cut that. So that's just like one less thing to worry about. I don't know if this is right, but if they stay together, then that's all that matters. Alright, she didn't say how. I think you just fasten it off like you would normally fasten off. So I'm just gonna do that. I did it! So I did 2 black ribbed cuffs and I was really proud that I'd managed to do ribbing because they looked really cool. And then I kind of sat on it for a night and I looked at them and I was like, yeah, I really don't like them. I managed to, I don't know how, but I found another like ball of red wool in the basket where I kept my wool and I was like, huh, I didn't know I had more red wool. So I did 2 double half crochet cuffs. They weren't ribbed, they were just regular cuffs. And I was like, you know what, I prefer them over the black ribbed ones. So after I'd done the cuffs, I was looking at all my patches and I realised I didn't have enough orange or red and black ones because I was only using 100 gram balls of wool and I think I needed like 150 gram balls of wool. So because I had an extra black one, I made 3 or 4 more black patches and I just substituted on the pattern for like a few of them. So like where there was an orange one that I could probably fit a black one, I just crossed it out and put like a black patch there instead, which worked out fine. Like I don't think it made any difference. If you didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell. And then it was time to patch it all together. It's time. I've been so excited about sewing it all together. I don't know why. I'm just really hyped about this part. I managed to finish this long ass month. I went a bit weird in the middle, but it's fine. I redid the cuffs because I realized I had more red. So I did them red, so they're proper how they should be. And we're gonna get going. Let's do it. This was the bit I was the most excited for, but it took forever because with the patches, I could just kind of spread it out over like a month or so. I could just crochet whenever. This took me like 3 consecutive days and it was so tiring. I watched so many true crime videos. I think I like was afraid to go outside for like 3 days afterwards. So my method of patching it up, I decided to crochet them all together instead of sewing because I felt like crocheting would just be a little bit easier. So yeah, I crocheted them all together. What I did was I started with the back panel because it was the biggest one and I wanted to get the biggest one out of the way first so that then I could move on and not be like, oh my god, I have to do the big one last. So I did the big back patch first. I laid it all out on the floor like the drawing, the pattern said. Then I would take them in vertical lines. So I would do the 4 vertical patches, crochet them together in like vertical lines, and then I'd take the one on the end and put it to the next one, and then crochet that 2 to the 3rd one, and then the 3 to the 4, if that makes sense. I think I filmed that. So I just did it in blocks instead of trying to do it all together. I did it all, it was like building blocks, which was a lot easier. I finished the back panel and it looks so good. I think this one took me the longest because obviously it's the back panel. I just love how this looks. Look at it. It looks so good. Okay, I'm gonna put that to one side and do the front panels now. I did the same thing for the front panels and for the sleeves, and then obviously with the sleeves I took the short end and I rolled it round and I just like crocheted that together. It was really satisfying to do, I'm not gonna lie. It was very, very satisfying. It's almost 10. And I've just finished sewing together all of the sections. I haven't sewed them all into one, but I've sewed them all individually. I'm tired. I'm going to show you what I've got so far. So here are the sleeves, a front panel, another front panel, the back panel. I am so unbelievably like tired. I am shaking because my hands are cold, but it's fine. I'm gonna go sit in the living room, watch a movie with everyone else in the house. Ow. But carry on doing this, I think. I think I might have managed to get all of the like actual patches sewed together in one night. Then in the evening, when we were watching a film in the living room, I was sat sewing it together. So I crocheted the back and the front two panels together. Yeah, I laid it out and then crocheted the top bits together on the shoulders, but left 2 patches for the sleeves, obviously, so that I could attach the sleeves, and half a patch for the collar. I then attached the sleeves, which was, the first one I did like fine. The second one, I kept sewing it on inside out and I was really frustrated because it was like midnight and I was like, I just want to sew this sleeve on. I managed to do it, but it was taking me a very long time. And then I sewed the bottom ribbing on as well, from what I can remember. It feels like forever ago. These 3 days when I was sewing it together like scrambled my brain. It took so long. But then after that, I was ready for the finishing touches, which I was really excited for. The 4 finishing touches were the bottom ribbing, the cuffs, the button band and the buttons, and the collar. The bottom ribbing was on. It was, yeah, I got it on. The cuffs were quite hard because I needed to get like 4 patches into a tiny little cuff, but not make it wonky. It had to be kind of like in the middle of all the patches, which was really difficult. So I didn't crochet it, I sewed it just like the girl in the video did because it was a lot easier to do it that way. So after a couple of attempts, I managed to get it right and how I wanted it to look, and it was pretty sick. I was very proud of it. Then came the button band, which I was really excited for because all the colours looked really cool together, and then I was just like, this blue is just gonna pull it all in, and it did just that. I didn't make my button band very thick because I think I did 4 or 5 like crochets along it. I think I could have got away with like 6 or 7 because my buttons were really thick. They weren't as small as I thought they were really big, so they kind of like overlap the button band, but at this point I was too tired to like keep trying. I know that sounds really bad, but it's my cardigan, no one else has got to wear it. So I've done the button band. I'm not going to sew the buttons on till right at the end, so now I'm going to do the collar. So yeah, I crocheted all along that. And then the collar. Now, this was my only issue with the actual like real cardigan, the one that Harry wears himself. I freaking hate the collar. I think it's like, I kind of think it's ugly. That's just my opinion, that's my opinion. So I literally just did 4 or 5 rows of crochet along the bit that I left for a collar. So there's basically no collar, it's just like a little hem around it, so it's not just like, you know, but that's how I wanted it. And yeah, and then I was done, and it was like surreal when I finished because I was like, what am I gonna do with my life now? Like, what am I gonna work on now? But yeah, so then it was done, and that is my favorite part of the video. I get to model it for you. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and drop me a comment. Like, I don't know, I just enjoy reading comments, so like, drop me a comment. If you enjoy Harry Styles related content, please subscribe because there is a couple more Harry Styles related videos on their way. If you enjoy fashion related content, also please subscribe because there's a couple fashion videos on their way, including one about corsets because I'm obsessed. So yeah, I will leave the link to the video that I followed in the description because her cardigan was so much better than mine, although I'm very proud of mine. It's a little bit like, you know, work in progress, but I'm happy with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.